We've seen, Sarah, we've seen African nations involved in the mediation process and these have slowed down, especially after the elections. Is this a sign of failure, or what? Have they given up?
Well, the mediation efforts have all but stalled. At the last session, the government delegation didn't show up, and we're now calling on President Museveni and the East African community to re-engage with the mediation effort as soon as possible. We've seen a disturbing rise in targeted attacks in the last couple of days, and it's absolutely essential that these regional efforts are stepped up now.
Maybe, Sarah, if you could paint for us a picture, how is Burundi like at the moment?
The situation is very tense after the election, and on Sunday we saw the assassination of General Adol Nshimimana. General Adol was effectively the second most powerful man in Burundi after President Nkurunziza. He'd been previous head of the National Intelligence Service, and still exceptionally powerful. And then we saw the targeted attack on human rights defender Pierre Claver Bompimba, one of the leading activists in the country, a man who is incredibly respected for helping the rights of others. And so we see that the situation could quite easily spiral out of control.
Of course, through time, we've also seen a number of families fleeing their homes. Where are they going, and where have they taken refuge, rather?
We've seen a large number of Burundians leave over recent months, mainly going to Tanzania, but also to Rwanda as well, in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. There are some Burundians who had started to return home after the election. But it's possible that those numbers might tail off because there's rising fear after these targeted attacks.
And since this is an internal, since this is a political crisis, does it require an internal solution, perhaps?
Well, it is a political crisis, and it's very important that the government, the opposition, and civil society are able to reach some kind of agreement which respects human rights and can protect the Burundian people and pull Burundi back from what seems like the brink of renewed conflict. But that agreement is unlikely to come about without substantial regional intervention. As you know, President Obama spoke to President Kenyatta about the Burundi crisis during his visit, and we're also hoping that the Kenyan government will become increasingly engaged.
And maybe if we could just talk about the attack on human rights defender. How hard has it been since then for human rights organizations and even for Amnesty to operate within the country?
Well, it's been exceptionally difficult for Burundian human rights activists since the crisis began. Indeed, most of the prominent activists have already fled the country. Pierre Claver Bompimba, who's in his 60s, is one of the last remaining active human rights defenders in Burundi at the current time, one of the people who's bearing witness to what is going on at the moment. And so this attack on Pierre Claver Bompimba is not just an attack on him, but it's an attack on human rights work in general. And that is exceptionally worrying at a time when Burundians need those eyes and ears on the ground the most.
And Sarah, maybe finally, before I let you go, as Amnesty International, you've said that you are calling on the regional and international support to end this crisis. What kind of support are you getting, Rob, on this?
Well, the East African community has been engaged. A panel of elders have been in and out of Burundi several times. The leadership of this has now gone to President Museveni. But we've seen a gap in recent weeks since the election. And now really is the moment for those regional efforts to be re-galvanized before the region plunges further into crisis.